Here we are outside the wonderful, the picturesque Hagley Oval, just outside the ground here in Christchurch. You can see the wonderful Christchurch hills. Everything is so wonderful today. And Pezza, when we were in the grounds, when New Zealand were bowling, having been bowled out for 164 as the wind picks up. I'm sorry if you can hear that crackling through the microphones. There was just complete silence, and there's just such an air of inevitability about all of this. New Zealanders have absolutely no belief that they're going to win this game. Yet, you look at the scores and you think, this could be something. But this game's already over. How?
And I like that you're picking up on the experience of actually being here in NZ or NZ.
You're right, I like it.
Because the abiding experience is that even though New Zealand, as its own cricket team, are like knee-deep in this game, he goes, the experience in the crowd is that like it is just a fait accompli. Like all through the day. You talk about the final session. Where New Zealand take 4 wickets and just involved in this fixture
Matt
of cricket.
Henry bowling really nicely.
Matt Henry, I wouldn't say unplayable, but the Aussies are struggling with him a lot. The crowd are offering nothing. It's quiet. It's passive. They could go bang, bang and be balls deep, not just knee deep, but balls deep. Earlier in the day, New Zealand were an hour into the game. Australia had won the toss, elected to bowl. Every single bowler had had a go at bowling and not taken a wicket. They bowled fucking pump for what they actually do. Tom Latham looked amazing. And then Australia turns it on for 20 minutes. It's 3 for 60 or whatever in the hutch, and it's our session, and the crowd just went, that's actually what happens.
And then it became 8 for 108, and then New Zealand put on a good partnership, and that sort of at the moment keeps them in the game. But for 20 minutes there, Australia just unzipped their fly, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, it was going to be 2-0. Now that's just extreme arrogance off the top, and that's what this series is all about: extreme, utter, embarrassing arrogance from Australians against their fairest of fair brethren and cousins across the shores, across the Tasman, across the ditch. But when it comes down to it, New Zealanders just look at Australians and they go, we're not going to win this game. It works in complete reverse in other sports, like the rugby, for instance, and that's just about it. But in cricket, in the game of cricket, Sam Perry, they look at it and they go, well, I've never seen this team beat that team. And so it's just not going to happen.
You're picking up on cultural stuff here. Like, do you want to actually go through the scores where, like, Australia bowls New Zealand out for, 160 something or some shit? They're 4 for 120. So, again, New Zealand are, like, just a couple of wickets. They're bang, bang away from being knee-deep. Oh, what are we talking today? 14 wickets? 14 wickets on a deck that was doing enough? And how many runs? 160
we're looking
plus
at
100,
280, 286.
It's a bowler's day today, and yet, I feel exactly the same as you. It's kind of like Australia. Australia, I wouldn't say it's a bee's dick. Australia's a nose in front. Australia's 1 innings away from doing something. I feel like it's all going to be okay, and the Kiwis just quiet all day.
But at the same time, this is a big series. Packed house at Hagley Oval here. 8 to 10,000 people, whatever it is. People walking on the field at lunchtime. That's just a nice thing. Commentators really, really excited. Apparently, according to the Patreon chat, anyway. But so we go through the scores today.
Please,
Charlie, get the scores on the screen right now. So Tom Latham, Will Young set out before. It was Will Young dismissed first, then Latham next, then Ratcher and Ravinja get set up beautifully. And you know what? The first of the 3 things today is going to be Josh Hazelwood. I think we need to talk about that. Just going through the innings here, he gets Ratchin, Mitchell, Williamson in one spell, in one fell swoop indeed. He finishes with 5 for 31. The highlights of the batting really came at the end with Matt Henry and Tim Southey putting on 51, I think it might have been. It was 55, in fact, for the 9th wicket. And then Hazelwood gets his 10th wicket. You look at the bowling numbers now, and it is 5 for 31 for Hazelwood. He gets the last wicket, which actually a little assist from Cam Green, who was the only one who appealed and then apologised for the appeal, and then people gave him the permission to appeal and say, "No, Cam, do you think so?" He's like, "Yeah, I think he might have done." Come on, Cam, unzip, tell him, and he did, and he gets the final wicket. So Hazelwood 5 for 31. You go to the Australian innings, and Smith seemed to have a stroke mid-innings. Once again, he was out LBW. Kawaja, gutsy for 16.
Was that the chat in the tent in the press tent?
Is that a stroke there?
For background, like I've stood the other side of the ground with my dad and my mate, and you've been in the press tent. So it was the agreement, which won't be in print, that Smith had a stroke, because that is a wonderful conception of what happened. And I am worried, and and you can't say it because the average is 58.
Yeah.
But that would be a very, very accurate explanation.
That LBW reminded me so much of do you remember at Lord's 2019? Chris Wokes gets him out and he basically forgets that he can use a bat and he kicks it off middle with both feet like he's sort of slipped, like he's skiing down a slope this.
Yeah, snowboarding.
Snowboarding, yeah. And then turns out in the end what he had concussion. Do you remember that? And then Marnus replaced him for the test match and Marnus gets his career going. Anyway, speaking of Marnus, he is 45 red. His average now is back above 50. Just complete the numbers here.
Complete the numbers.
Complete the numbers. Going to the bowling figures here. Matt Henry, pick of the bowlers, 3 for 39. Tim Southey, that'll do. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful career. Matt Henry now leading wicket taker and run scorer for New Zealand in the series. Make of that what you will.
Can you can you actually talk about who's leading things in the series when it's a 2-test fucking tryst?
Nope.
Yep.
Anyway, Hazelwood though today. I mean, mate,
it's all it is noises.
Get a feedbag out and strap it to his face. Nom, 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 nom. Just let the big elite bush horse.
Let it go to work.
Let him go to work.
And not even on song first spell. All of them.
He's done some track work all day. Now he needs his proteins. He needs his carrots. He needs his salt lick. Put it all into a bag. Strap that feedbag in.
I hope he's come out the back in the stables with a salt lick now because he deserves it, the old horse. Come on out back.
This is the kind of hardcore analysis you don't get anywhere else.
That's what happened.
Josh Hazelwood did some track work. Then he got a feedbag strapped to his face, and he went nom 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 because he was a good boy. He was a good little boy.
They put him on ice ahead of the game. Brought him for a bit of little light track work. Maybe it's sunrise. No, seriously. I mean, last night, and thank you to everyone who came to our show in Christchurch last night. We were fortunate to meet somebody, let's just say, who was associated with the curation of the ground at Hagley, who said, it's fucking green.
Yeah.
And we say, what's the score going to... He goes 5 for 50 at lunch. And an hour into the day's play, like, Australia's bowled fucking shit, according to this guy. Or it's 4D chess.
Yeah.
Or he's basically said to us, like, they're actually going to text Cummo there and say, maybe you guys should have a bat. A bowl,
to be fair to him, he did say it's going to be 5 for 50. And I said, who's batting? He goes, I don't know.
Yeah. But... One of our guests last night was Will Somerville, and who played 6 tests for New Zealand and also Sydney Test cricket, which is obviously his highest honour in the game. And asking him, you coming out? He's like, I'm a nuffy, and I just want to watch Hoff, who his old teammate, go to work.
Yes,
truly, he was just like, I just want to watch Hoff go to work, and go to work. He did on a pitch that was doing just enough.
Yes.
And is there a better exponent of the just enough pitch in the game than the feedbag Hoff?
No, I don't think there is. He was absolutely outstanding. And just once again, though, New Zealand, fucking hell, they just let you down. I'm just, in terms of I think
vibe around the ground was unbelievable. The gallows humour was incredible, quiet as fuck. And then when they passed 150, some serious gallows clapping, 150, well done, boys. There was a discussion and an argument between two Kiwis around whether it will be a 3 or 3.5 day test.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing keep saying about the New Zealand team. They have good players, and this is a good team, and they will beat other good teams. Just for whatever reason, it just never happens, and we've just never seen it in our lifetimes. Anyway,
this is fucked. They enrolled for 160. We're 4 for 120, and we're talking in post-mortem terms about this game.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's going to be an enjoyable watch for Kiwi fans when Australia.
Clip it up
when New Zealand win. I don't want to take it this moment, Pezza. We brought them over from across the ditch. Here we are right now in Christchurch, and this and this is all thanks to Smith Optics Australia. SmithOpticsAustralia.com. Now say it with me and stick with me on this one. This is not just about sunglasses today. Use the code FAST for 25% off your order. Is it just...
Hang on. It's sunglasses only, isn't it?
Well...
25% off using the code FAST for sunglasses only per this sponsorship integration that we have.
Pezza. Or what about this? What about the snowboard season coming up? What about the skiing season coming up? What if I don't want to just wear sunglasses all the time? What if I need them for my snowing needs and wants?
Are you saying that if you want to get into the snow apparel of Smith...
The snow range...
The snow range using the code FAST, you're going to get 25% off until the end of the month. Is that what you're saying? Which you hadn't said yet?
That is exactly what I was trying to say, and indeed we have both said now.
25% off the entire snow
range.
Come on,
get out of here.
Until the end of the month.
Why aren't you? Are you a loser? If you're a skier and you're watching this, are you a dead set loser? What is wrong with you? Go to Smith Optics Australia right
we
now.
We are giving you money.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Entire snow range.
25% off just for watching this
And the
shit.
sunglasses.
And the sunglass range. So the end of the month, 25% if you're order. Use the code FAST. SmithOpticsAustralia.com. Okay, Pezza. Glad I brought them. And they're durable too. Into Australia's innings. Well, I mean, just another thing. You know, New Zealand collapse. They fall in a heap again. All the big wickets fall. Thanks to
Southey
Hoff.
and Henry do something. Everyone gets a clap.
Exactly. And now Australia's innings. Are we talking about Smith? Are we still doing Smith stuff? I mean, his awareness of where the off stump is and like when to leave. I mean, let's be right about this. It's a day where 14 wickets have fallen. He's yet to bat on a batter-friendly surface. Australian batters continually are outperforming their opposition in those games, except for the last Test match in Australia where the West Indies batters score more runs than the Australian batters in that game as a whole and a collective. Now,
on our own home turf against the West Indies, who are not
on what we call a fortress. That game actually cost the West Indies quite a lot of money.
They pay rego fees to play that game. Laughing because it's sad and dark.
Yeah. Now, apart from that, these have been bowler-friendly surfaces. So, look, it's fair to say it hasn't worked out with Smith just yet. Australia don't play Test match cricket until the next decade, I'm pretty sure. It's a long old break. The team for the next Test match is almost definitely going to be exactly the same. But it's a big old decline, and that's just a fucking another weird way, which we knew this was coming, Pezza, with Steve Smith. We knew at the end of his career it was going to look fucking weird and kind of funny, and it was going to break our hearts a little bit because of all the joy that he gave us, and it was completely unable to be penetrated, you know? Like it was
impregnable.
Impregnable.
Cannot be impregnated.
And now it's like I can find a few ways to impregnate.
Yeah.
If I so choose.
Yeah.
You know. So you know, it's ugly, but Australia still find themselves.
Are we for our own enjoyment trying to erect a defence for Smith's dismissal today? Because it like if we're not seeing those signs, like if we're not seeing that, like we're choosing to go like, well, it is 58.
We're not allowed to drive a car.
He has given us a lot of enjoyment.
Yeah. Thanks for the memories.
But this is when we get into this is when we get into the realm of cricket of like, well, you've done a lot for us, and we're going to ride you and enjoy you, you know, and we're going to pull you along. And I do want to do that for Steve Smith. Mm-hmm. I do believe firmly at the end of his career, people will say, mate, post sandpaper. Yeah, we had the Ashes thing, but post that. It wasn't a lot going on, really. And this was just a further example of that. I said snowball before. You were totally correct about skiing. He really kneed that ball. Yeah. Like he just went in 2 feet.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He does not. He gets very. He appears to get very like energized around where his off stump is.
I got to tell you,
he's moving around a lot.
He gets fucking lucky with that umpire's call as well because he reviews it and he gets real lucky with the umpire's call because
and he throws the head back as well. It's like, mate, that is like as far as umpire's calls go, it's one of the most salmon things you've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, let's be right about this. We were giving shit to the England guys too, Bairstow, Root, and Stokes for burning their reviews. He's just double kneed an LBW in front of off stump, and he's got away with it with an umpire's call.
International cricket. Yeah. Where, like, if you're a top player, not just a top player, as Kane Williamson was today, it's actually important in terms of letting people know that you are among the top, that even if you are fucking salmon trout, you take one with you. Yeah. And that's what Kane did today as well. But Steve Smith did the same thing. Oh, geez, so close. Like, no, mate.
I'm sorry.
That is...
Morally, you should be in jail.
That is where I am English today.
You should be in cricket jail.
Just jail.
I mean, he actually was in cricket jail for a year because of the old sandpaper thing. But anyway.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean...
But we've got MARNUS back. We've got MARNUS back who
not a moment too soon.
I got to tell you, again, bowler's deck. Matt Henry bowls really nicely. I'm not sure how much we need to praise Matt Henry, given apparently the commentators were sucking him off for 45 minutes. For basically the entire session. He bowled nicely. He bowled very well.
He's been on top of the Aussies the entire series. The only guy, to be fair, but yeah.
Yeah, and fuck me, Southey looks unders. I mean, there's just so much going on there with whatever happens with Wagner, and but like just the lack of penetration and pace with Southey is quite evident.
I'm all over the shop with this stuff. Australia's nice. Australia's like balanced. New Zealand's infighting.
Yeah.
New Zealand, like the Black Caps.
Yeah.
Infighting for me. I don't know.
No, don't
what
deal
to,
with
I
that.
don't know what to do with that.
Ross Taylor saying stuff in the media.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
4D stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's probably a bit uncouth to talk about a guy who's captain of the side in a big series in his 100th Test match.
100th Test.
Yeah,
it's unders.
But
and
you're
it's
looking at
infighting.
it. You're looking at it and you're saying, "Thank you for your service." Again,
One day into the game.
Now that I preface saying it's a bit uncouth too, but you know, it gives me free range to do whatever I want.
Well, congratulations to Ben Sears as well. Third, yeah, a lot of guys on debut enjoy getting Steve Smith.
That's
in
true.
their first over.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, MARNUS, so he battled through that.
I thought he batted well.
Yeah, I
looked
think
good.
it might have been his second or third ball off Sears. Absolutely did him. It seamed in, it decked away. It decked too much, but he's battled nicely, and he looks pretty good. 45 important innings. Nathan Lyon comes in the end there, as Travis said, blasted his way to 20, then played a bit of a shit shot, to be honest.
Well, he played a shit shot 3 balls in a row.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Matt Henry just bowled 3 balls on a good length. He tried to smash every single ball for 4.
Yeah.
But this is like we talk in cricket about
credit Swiss.
Mate,
Credit Swiss.
Lines of credit,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
applies to Smith and it applies to Head.
Yeah.
And I'm just extending credit.
Yeah.
I'm fucking IMF. I'm
Yeah.
the monetary fund. I don't give a fuck. I saw what happened
Yeah.
in India
Yeah.
at Ahmedabad.
Yep.
I've seen what Steve Smith has done.
Yeah.
I'll keep extending credit.
Yeah.
Even when it's long gone. I'm in debt.
I'm feeling for Head at the moment. I'm the public investment fund of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
I've actually got
You want
fuck
to
you
wash
money.
him? Let's wash.
Different to Washington Sundar. That's a completely different thing.
He plays 3 or 4 shots for like to the boundary.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking money well spent.
Yeah.
Not that I spent any. Thank you, Willie Nichols. Wonderful. Yeah.
Anyway, Australia now behind by 38 runs, 6 wickets in hand. Mitch Marshall coming next. Nathan Lyon, of course, played a pivotal role as night watchman in the last game there at Wellington. But that's the state of the game. Should we get into hashtag AskTGC?
Yeah, I got something here, which is.
Sorry, I should have given you a heads up.
No.
But you know what? It's been a wonderful day's play of cricket today. I'm really enjoying being in Christchurch. Generally speaking, the hospitality has been fucking awesome.
This is pertinent to the AskTGC. It's from Lake, @Lake 16, and he says, or she. Probably a he, based on our data. Getting hashtag crow's feet from NZ, letting the crowd on the field at lunch. Anyone else?
Nah, that's just you, brother. That's just you.
No.
I like it.
Like I understand where Lake's coming from when you're watching from a TV perspective.
Yep.
But like, this is fucking awesome here.
Yeah.
Seriously, like I want to give you like a little anecdote. Firstly, people are walking around the ground, and people in Australia who want to sort of live a master chef life or whatever might get crow's feet at this. But like, guys are walking around here in bare feet. They're earthing like JL style.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, it's so they're just relaxed. It's all good.
Mm.
A policeman walked past me and my mate earlier. He had to squeeze past a little like a little bit of space that he had, and he said, "Oh, sorry, boys." I was like, we're like, wow. A policeman saying sorry.
Was he a stupid white bastard?
It was very jarring that a person executing protection for the society and the community was being polite and just saying
right,
like just saying sorry.
Yeah.
They were like the police were talking to people and having a laugh. It is the most beautiful scene here. The vibe is incredible. Like Kiwis are obviously like lovely people.
There are so many other places that have the things that we are used to, and here is like its own unique part of. Like it's wonderful. It's genuinely wonderful, and there's also heaps of Aussies here just enjoying seeing their team, and it's close to come over. People are nice here. I mean, it's a long way of us saying like we're having a nice time.
We're having a nice
I'm
time.
having a nice time,
really
Daddy.
nice time,
Daddy, I'm having a good
He's proud
time.
of me. I love you.
We're just two guys standing in a park in falsetto voices saying, "Daddy, we're having a nice time. I hope you're having a nice."
Please pay my bills for the stroke I had.
We hope you're having a nice time. We hope you're having a nice time. We'll be back later on the channel right here to review day 2, or indeed perhaps the last day of India and England. But thanks always for tuning in.
Shame what's going on there.
For TGC. We'll see you guys on the internet real soon, I promise you. Cheers.